Is it possible for us to have a sex life that is hot, passionate, it's exciting, it's adventurous, it is fun, but at the same time it doesn't feel completely superficial, completely on the surface, it doesn't feel shallow. It also has depth, it feels meaningful, it feels loving, it feels soulful, it feels emotionally nourishing. Is it possible for us to have everything? Is it possible for us to have fun and excitement and adventure without that feeling that it comes with superficiality? And is it possible for us to also have deep and meaningful and loving and nourishing sex that doesn't feel excessively boring or tedious or restrictive? So whenever I teach people, I really believe in being expansive. I don't believe in being restrictive. I believe in adding more experiences to your sex life. I don't believe in cutting down or reducing your experiences in your sex life if you like them. You don't need to choose. There is no need to choose. You can have all kinds of sex. You should have all kinds of sex that you like. It is wonderful to experience the variety of what life has to offer to you. It is wonderful to enjoy all of it. But there is a certain logic to it. There is just common sense to it. It is about being aware of a certain hierarchy of needs, of what are your important nutrients in your life, what is really important to you in life, what is more important, what are the priorities. Now, there are different sides to us as persons and different things that we want to experience and do with our partners in our relationship, and different sides of that relationship that we want to experience in sex as well. So none of these needs are wrong or need to be cut out. There is just a reality that we have different needs. We want to experience different things. We want to feed different sides of ourselves. So the sexual energy that we feel in sex, as in, that feeling that nourishes us in this moment, that we are absorbing, that we are drinking from this moment of sex, that we are taken into our system, that is influencing our system in this moment. That sexual energy is not one substance, one element. It is more like a spectrum. It is an umbrella term for all the energies that you can feel in sex. There are different kinds of sexual energies. It is because they can have different colors, different compositions, depending on what feeling you're having sex with in this moment. So it's a bit like you mix a cocktail from different ingredients, but you might mix them in different proportions, so you're making different cocktails depending on what you're doing today in sex. So importantly, if you want sex to make you feel a certain way, then your technique needs to contain that feeling. You need to know how to create that feeling in your technique. So you can just think about it as having only two types of sex: nourishing sex and fun sex. That is all you need to know. So nourishing sex is, as the name suggests, the sex that primarily nourishes you. So this kind of sex, you're having it because it feeds you with really lovely, nourishing energy into your body. Your body comes alive with it. Your body feels enriched by it. This sex also nourishes your heart, your soul, with love, physical love that flows through your bodies, with that feeling of connection. So you're receiving from this kind of sex beautiful energy, love, and connection. These are really powerful nutrients that nourish you. So nourishing sex can take a few different forms. I teach different degrees of nourishing sex in my courses because it needs to really adjust to your energy levels. Sometimes you have a lot of sexual energy, so you might do a lot of stuff with this kind of sex. It might be quite active. It might involve a lot of intercourse or genital stimulation. It might be quite strong sexual energy that is still focusing on being nourishing for you. And sometimes you don't have a lot of energy. You want something really relaxed, really revitalizing. So you might be doing very low-key, very gentle, very relaxed forms of nourishing sex. And then you have your fun sex. Now, I call it fun sex, but really it's kind of a bucket for all the kinds of sex that you would do just for the kind of excitement of it, the adventure of it, the hotness of it, the sexiness of it, just to live it up, just to celebrate. So it doesn't mean that, it's fun in a kind of a comedy sort of way. It just means that it's an experience for the excitement of it. So everything can go into this bucket. You could have sex that is just, passionate. It is just really erotic. It's just really sexy because you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of desire, you just kind of, collide into each other and you just consume each other. And here you can put all the other things that you might want to explore, some kind of a particular practices in sex that attract you, that you are curious about. You can do kind of sexual adventures and try things that are actually fun and whatever. So you can see that it's quite simple, really. You have one kind of sex that really feeds you, really nourishes your important needs with vitality, with energy, with love, with connection, with well-being. You have another kind of sex that gives you fun and excitement and adventure. It is just a matter of balance. It is just realizing what different kinds of sex do, making sure that you have a good balance between them in your life. But what you do not do is have fun and exciting sex for all of your sex, expecting it to feed you with energy, with love, with connection, with intimacy, with vitality, with well-being. It doesn't have that nutrition. It doesn't carry those nutrients. It has a different kind of experience for you. And likewise, if you are getting enough nutrition, then by all means, when the mood is right, have all your other experiences, because it's only going to make your sex life richer. So importantly, if you want sex to make you feel a certain way, then your technique needs to contain that feeling. You need to know how to create that feeling in your technique. Now, why am I stating the obvious here? Because what often happens is that people want to feel intimacy and love and deep connection in sex, and they're doing something exciting. So the question of what kind of sex is it more important to have should be pretty obvious. It should be a real no-brainer. On one side, we have